undead and demonic magic. Hang on, Calandra.
Get you!
Calandra! Father, are you alright?
We're doing fine, Chiron.
This hut won't take this for long. With you here, we can try and break out.
What the hell's happened?
The attack came suddenly. We were lucky that we rescued the others.
Lucky is an understatement. Right now, they're shredding everything alive out there. The undead are coming from all directions.
Then there must be several sources, summoning circles, Necromancer's work.
We need to head for the Prios Temple. It's easiest to defend.
Consecrated ground. If we're lucky, the Sun God's blessing will stop the undead. Let's go.
Alone? And what about the people here? They're refugees too, just like us.
We no longer belong to these people.
What?
We have our citizens.
I don't have to marry.
This is not... That's not getting...
I heard from the refugees they saw
Then there are They'll have enough The undead...
I don't want the blood of any more innocent. And not on your hands.
Chiron, go ahead. You hack your way through the worst of it and we'll...
From one summoning circle to the next, if I can... It's the tougher...
Let's... What have you found?
A severed hand. Leftovers from the storming of the armory.
Severed body parts as a sacrifice for the invocation of a demon.
The only one who really comes into question is Thalgunitoth, archdemon of the undead.
The Dark Mother.
Stop it, both of you! Anyone naming names is playing with their soul.
As if that ever stopped you, Father.
This is something else, Calandra. You don't understand.
Don't think for a minute that you can keep fobbing me off with that old line.
Alright, let's keep moving. We still haven't caught all the Necromancers.
Get away from my daughter, you monster!
found something?
A piece of amber. A sacred stone of the sun god Prios. One exactly like the one that was stolen recently. No charges were ever laid because the victim was afraid.
You've really been having a good look around, Warren, haven't you?
Blackaraz. Definitely the Lord of Vengeance. He's the only one anyone would offer up a piece of amber to in order to facilitate the invocation.
You mean the sun god, Prios' nemesis? What would he have to do with summoning undead?
Maybe that explains why they were able to attack during the day without turning to dust.
The light-shunning rabble.
Don't be silly. This just doesn't fit. We'll need to find the mastermind if we want to know more. If Blackaraz is involved, someone is out for revenge. But when he starts summoning undead at the same time, he's out to divert attention from something else. Something bigger.
Oh, then it has to be a Borberadian father. With them, nothing is ever the way it seems.
Find that funny, do you? You find that funny, you silly fool?
Come, Father, calm down. We need to get going. Now, if we find him and he really is a Borberadian, you can have the finishing blow.
You are fools, children. Happy fools.
Another barricade. At least one summoner must still be alive.
What the hell's happened here?
One less Necromancer. One more demonic sacrifice. An executioner's sword with a lioness coat of arms on it.
A Rondrian weapon as an offering in an undead summoning. That's strange. The war goddess's demonic opponents have nothing to do with revenants.
Right. That summoning must have been directed at some other demon than the archdemon Thargunitoth. The undead have been called independently of this summoning. Besides Rondra's nemesis Belhalha, I'd say Blackaraz, the Lord of Vengeance, would probably be a good guess. Executioner swords are often sacrificed to him.
How come you know so much about demons?
You picked these things up over the years. Chiron, weren't you in a hurry? There's still a good way to the Prios Temple.
Falk! Who would ever thought to see you here?
Sharp-tongued as ever. At least there's one way to distinguish you from the undead.
Falk, are you here to help?
The zombies didn't rise up on their own. Someone called them. We followed that man here. The leader of the Necromancers has fled to the Prios Temple. He is trapped.
The House of the Sun God has been desecrated.
The God of Princes will not protect the lowliest. At least we know that now.
And we know where his soul will go when we're finished with it.
Protect the refugees. I'm going in.
You were very brave. In Rondra's name, I'll let you go first.
Suddenly worried about getting your fingers dirty?
No, dear Kyra. For once in your life, you too should have the chance to prove your worth. Maybe some rich citizen's daughter will hear of your courage. A cleverly arranged marriage with a little tart like that, and you could gain citizenship.
You.
Chiron! Please!
I'm going in.
Chiron, I have been expecting you.
How do you know my name?
You won't need a name where you're going. Get ready to face the Dark Mother.
The villain's escape left many questions unanswered. Who summoned them? What did he want to achieve? Why did Falk, a senior Rondrian, allow Chiron to face the summoner? Instead of replying, Falk ordered the Rondrians to seal off the refugee camp and comb it in search of the summoner there, using whatever means necessary. He quartered his bride Calandra and her family in the Old Pillory, the best guest house on the square. At least now, with the approaching wedding, his thoughts seemed to focus on Calandra's welfare. At least, That was the impression he gave. Stop eavesdropping, Chiron. What is said in the next room is none of your business.
Falk is talking to his mother, probably planning his next crime, the bastard.
Enough! We all realize that you can't stand them.
Not even you like those two, Father. We could see the way you stared at Falk's mother.
You had better get used to them.
I'm not going to do it, Father. We have citizenship. We no longer need them.
You will marry Falk, and you will move with him when his church transfers him.
I go where I want, and I'll marry the man I love.
Bite your tongue, Calandra. You don't even know what you're saying.
Never, ever talk to us like that again. Otherwise you will find yourself sitting there all alone in the morning with your damn citizenship.
You're a stubborn, rebellious idiot, Chiron. Stop inciting your sister like that.
Father, I love Chiron.
You don't know what you're saying.
And I love her.
Children, you're running to your doom.
I hope I'm not interrupting anything. I thought that maybe little Calandra would give me some advice on how we can make the wedding particularly tasteful. The old Rondra Temple is such an austere, dreary building, and it would be a shame if our tastes were all too different.
Certainly. She will come with you.
Father.
My dear Chiron, it is really touching to see how much you worry about your little sister. But I think she should decide for herself, don't you, Bianba?
I will come.
Excellent, excellent. We will host a celebration such as Warunk has never seen. Come along. And it goes without saying that the anxious brother can join us later at the temple. Fare you well, gentlemen.
Calandra didn't go with Falk's mother,
That was a Be My Friend spell. A harmless elven spell.
Did you notice her pointed ears? If she is an elf, how can she be—
Maybe she's only his...
You just don't. Falk is a pimp, a traitor, and I got us our citizenship. Why this insistence on the wedding?
Your sib...
But why Falk?
I won't tell...
I'm going to the Rondra Temple. I'm not... At least one of us...
Angrosh, smile on you, lad. I was looking for you.
Did something happen?
Cartel broke into our headquarters. Kidnapped Fyodor. Well, that kicked a right large rock-a-rolling. Now I'm going around warning my people. It's quite possible that you're next on Perel's wee list. We've given the cartel enough cause for revenge.
Have you heard about the desecration of the Pride?
Yes, and I heard that you done well.
It was very strange. There were signs pointing to the Lord of Vengeance everywhere.
Sounds like the...
Why would the cartel will...
Whoever catches the villain, well, the Warunkians will celebrate.
You mean when officers are awarded it?
Pretty smart, old Perel. forges himself a dragon, sinks it in Batanger, and then he goes off to Xorlosh as the great dragon slayer.
What?
I mean, that Parel wants...
And what if it's not Perel who's behind it?
Well, if he manages to capture the
And he's probably got an eye on
Slow down. And he'd be needing a real good reason for a duel like that, lad. Otherwise, he'd have half outside his door.
But many Warunkians would take his side. He could command the...
At the moment, they're and if not...
I'm gonna...
He's still young and a strong arm. In the Middle Lands, he would still have a life ahead of him. Freed city. Freed of hope, maybe.
You hit her.
My wife will be silent when I demand it.
That's enough!
Chiron, drop it.
That's right, my love. It would be a shame if my dear brother-in-law were forced to watch our wedding from the scaffold.
Man to man, Chiron will chop you into bloody little pieces.
It will be my pleasure. When the time is ripe. Men, march!
Didn't you defend yourself?
It's not as bad as it looks. His mother jumped in between us before it got ugly.
What did you do in the temple?
Wedding preparations in the temple, and some kind of test on me.
On you?
Chiron, there are more important things at the moment. Please listen to me. Fultz's mother seems to like me. A lot. I was able to ask her a great many questions, and she talked like a disciple of Namdus. Fultz struck me to stop me from asking questions. She already knows much too much, he said. And he was right.
That woman is really strange. Did you see her?
I don't think that she's his... And right now she's none too happy with... She called him a failure.
Because it's unworthy of a Rondrian to lose patience?
No, he must have made some mistake first. After he hit me, she hissed at him. Fool! Now it has begun anyway, she said.
Maybe it has something to do with the refugee camp. The
Or our magic gifts.
What did...
I think it was some kind of magic test. She wasn't much interested in my virginity at any rate. In the end...
And then?
Nothing more. She just smiled. And about freedom, power, and ecstasy. Fulk stood next to her drooling.
Calandra, let's get out of here. Father has his sit...
There are 3 reasons why I should stay here and pretend like I'm actually going to marry Fulk. Firstly, that Necromancer is still... He killed off half the refugee camp and, if I understood you properly earlier, all the signs point to my groom. Secondly, Fulk's mother is the only one who can tell us anything about these strange magical gifts. I just can't believe that Father would break his silence after all these years.
And thirdly?
Thirdly, I know now that you love me, more than a man loves his sister. Even if these people kidnapped me and locked me up somewhere in the mountains, I know you would come to my rescue, so we need not fear.
This test...
Fulk's mother knows something about them, I'm sure. When our blood mingled, it seemed...
This just can't be true. Father warns us for years. Then some masked elf comes along, and all of a sudden you somehow have to marry the man who pretends to... And when our blood accidentally does mix, awakening some sort of magical powers in us, then guess which same elf has...
An answer she hasn't... And that right after...
I'm gonna talk to...
As long as you don't beat him to...
I won't stand around here and wait until the wedding begins.
Wait, I found out something else that might help. Fulk's mother talked a lot about the god Nandus' sons, Demon Master Borborad and
Heresy in the old Rondra temple? Unbelievable to think that the Rondrians would tolerate such a thing.
Except for Fulk, there weren't any of them in the area when she talked about it. She mentioned a Council of the Dead, Borborad's Council of the Dead. It's supposed to be here in Moloch.
Father once spoke of it. 3 skulls containing the demon...
If I understood Fulk's mother correctly, the Council of the Dead is somewhere in Moloch Mountain. This could be our... If the Council of the Dead knows the answer to everything, about the undead, the Necromancer, maybe the Council...
So back to Moloch...
But it's so... Good luck.
I'm glad to be in here. I hear people in the West Town are rotting alive. Yesterday, the car went out in another 3 He's from the guard. I'm glad to be in here.
They're all dead. But that's the price we had to pay. Now Warunk can rest easy.
I'm Chiron, and I am here to consult with you.
You are not the Master. He did not know you. You have never seen him. Council will reply only to the Demon Master.
And yet you still talk to me.
You told the truth. You had to answer him. And you have to answer him again. Stranger, what gives you this power?
I would answer you, but this power is a mystery to me.
Council is equal to you in its lack of knowledge. He has not yet found out what has made him what he is. If the Council were to answer only who declares his intent, then shall the 3 questions of the Master attest the truth. Therefore bethink you, stranger, and inform the Council should you be disposed to face the Master's questions.
Ask the Master's questions. I'm ready.
Speak the Master's name. What was the Master's eternal contradiction?
The 2 greatest emotions. Those closest to one another, the love that inflames the heart and the hatred that burns.
You are wrong. Who are escaping? Where are you? Are did not know. Council.
And yet
You told and Council. If the Council then therefore speak. What was you are who are escaping? Where are you? Did not Council.
and yet
You told them. And stranger. Council. If he has not, if the then speak. What?
the ideal of freedom that should apply to everyone. If one is truly free, others must obey him.
In truth, that is his greatest contradiction. Now the third. Who shall speak for the Master in future?
I will do so, for I am his lawful successor. It is proof enough that the Council talks to me.
The answer was not entirely correct. But the future shall prove him right. Ask your questions, stranger. The Council has found you worthy.
Who is Calandra? What are Falk and his mother going to do to her?
Once she was to share your fate, but the man who kidnapped her made freedom compulsory for you all. Master's handmaid will take her into the harshest darkness. She plans the best of all deaths for Calandra or you, but this death is yet far off. But this is inviolable. Calandra loves you without let or...
Who is my real father?
He was one of 3. Then he wanted to be one of 2. He followed her master's handmaid, but her greatest favor made her his enemy. He did not... Now you are again free alone. He will not know everything, but he will help you. And one day he will again meet the master's handmaid.
What?
Long remained undiscovered that which was buried deep. Blood alone. Gift will give you that which it takes from others, from the 7. Yet today, your gift...
How do I find the Necromancer from the Prios Temple? Who?
He served a master different from the one who wished the world to believe. The man who won the drover of the dead will summon a greater servant. The Lord of Vengeance will send him the most evil of his servants. This will come to pass because 3 old friends sharpen their blades. Reconcile.
What?
Bathed in splendor did he rise, but he fought only to his own advantage. He was that which the master's handmaid had intended, the most loyal of her sons. He is your opposite in everything. He wants to take that which is you. A master's handmaid, and he shall enslave you. You will experience great suffering, but...
I've...
Oh,